You got all these non-Africans exploiting black culture. Eminem, DJ Khaled, DJ Vlad, all these non-Africans exploiting black culture. We're the only race in the world who has a non-black privilege within their native culture. We're the only race in the world where if you're not black, you can do better amongst black people. Let me say it again. We are the only race where people who don't belong to the race can do better than people in the race within our own culture. I'm waiting for the first black mogul, millionaire, billionaire, celebrity, actor, singer, dancer, rapper, performer, comedian. I'm waiting for the first one of you who's going to build a black institution in a black community that's going to hire black people and address one of black America's major problems. That's what I'm waiting for. Brothers and sisters, we got to organize, mobilize, we got to energize, we got to galvanize. The most honorable Marcus Messiah Garvey, greatest black leader of the 20th century and greatest organizer in human history. I said the most honorable Marcus Messiah Garvey, greatest black leader of the 20th century, greatest Pan-Africanist of all time, and greatest organizer, period, in human history. Said if the black man and woman are not careful, you will drink in all the poison of Western civilization and die from the effects of it. Mr. Garvey said the greatest weapon used against the Negro is disorganization. Garvey said that a race without power and authority is a race without respect. Marcus Garvey said, until the African has something he can call his own, until the African can lay claim to the industries that humanity needs to survive upon, you'll never be respected. We are a race of consumers. We don't manufacture, we don't distribute, we consume. We don't produce, we don't manufacture, we don't distribute, we consume. And until you become a producer, until you involve yourself in the serious affairs of mankind, you will always be an afterthought in this world. They rape the resources of Mother Africa and treat you like a slave. They exploit your sons and daughters through athletics and entertainment and treat you like a damn slave. They make trillions of dollars off of black culture and they still treat you like a damn slave. When are we going to wake up? You send your kids to go fight in his war, you get nothing for it. When are we going to wake up? You slave for him, decade after decade, you dedicate your whole life to a white corporation, and then they fire you 5 years before retirement. And before they fire you, they force you to train your white replacement. Before they fire you, they force you to train your white replacement. When are we going to wake up? You got all these non-Africans exploiting black culture. Eminem, DJ Khaled, DJ Vlad, all these non-Africans exploiting black culture. We're the only race in the world who has a non-black privilege within their native culture. We're the only race in the world where if you're not black, you can do better amongst black people. Let me say it again. Let me say it again. Understand, overstand, and understand. Let me say it again. We are the only race where people who don't belong to the race can do better than people in the race within our own culture. No, that's not true. Nobody's going to do better than Mexicans in Mexican culture. Nobody's going to do better than Jews in Jewish culture. Nobody's going to do better than Chinese in Chinese culture. Nobody's going to do better than an Italian in Italian culture. But all the DJs we got, DJ Khaled is at the top. All the rappers we got, Eminem is at the top. All the hip-hop YouTubians we got, DJ Vlad is at the top. Come on now. And I'm not attacking them. I'm using them as examples because they're not the only ones. Why is there so much non-black privilege in black culture? Justin Bieber, Justin Timberlake. How the hell are they at the top of the R&B world? They don't have half the talent of these brothers and sisters, but we have a non-black privilege in black America. There is no greater evidence of our self-hatred than a non-black privilege in black America. I'm sick and tired of this. Stop the. We got to separate out the Africans who are ready for war and those who want to stand with the power structure. Not physical combat at this time, political, intellectual, economic, cultural, social, Who is unapologetically committed to African liberation and who has their reservations? Because if you have your reservations, you do not need to be a part of this army. If you have reservations, you don't need to be a part of this army. Some Negroes talk black talk, but when it's time to do the work, oh no, we will never make a difference. We act like we conscious, but when it's time to go to war, oh, it will never work. We act like we love black people and black history and black culture, but when it's time to speak truth to power, you know where to be found. This is why most black scholars historically have not made a difference in the freedom struggle. Let me say it again. This is why most black scholars historically have never made a difference in the freedom struggle. Because they have all the information, they have all the knowledge, they have all the history, they know all the culture, but they don't do anything about the war on the streets. Crisis of the Negro Intellectual, Harold Cruz, read the book. Crisis of the Negro Intellectual, Harold Cruz, read the book. No disrespect, but most of your athletes and entertainers will side with the power structure. No disrespect, but most of your athletes and entertainers are going to side with the power structure. No disrespect, but most of your athletes and entertainers are going to side with the power structure. They talk that talk, they don't walk the walk. I'm just keeping it a buck right now. They talk the talk, but they don't walk the walk. And let me say this to the athletes and entertainers. Let me say this to the athletes and the entertainers. Understand, overstand, and understand Big Papa right now. Understand, overstand, and understand Big POPA, Prince of Pan-Africanism right now. There's two types of activism to my athletes and entertainers. There's soft activism and there's strong activism. Most of our athletes and entertainers engage in soft activism only. They don't ever get involved in strong activism. Soft activism is activism that does not rattle the feathers of the white power structure. Soft activism is activism that does not get the attention of the powers that be. Soft activism is activism that is approved by the white liberal racist elite. Soft activism is activism that is approved of by the white racist liberal elite, such as paying for college. That's soft activism. It's changing nothing, such as paying for documentaries. That's soft activism. I appreciate the documentaries. I really do. They're necessary, but please don't confuse funding a documentary with changing the structure of the criminal justice system. Please don't confuse putting a few black kids through college. Don't confuse that with changing the miseducation machine. Please don't confuse starting an organization to protest discrimination of black people at the voting booth, starting an organization to protest discrimination against Africans at the voting booth. That's not doing nothing about gentrification or police genocide. That's soft activism. We don't need soft activism. We need strong activism. How about building some institutions? I'm waiting for the first athlete or celebrity who's going to build an institution in the ghetto that hires black people and solves black problems. I'm waiting for the first black mogul, millionaire, billionaire, celebrity, actor, singer, dancer, rapper, performer, comedian. I'm waiting for the first one of you who's going to build a black institution in a black community that's going to hire black people and address one of black America's major problems. That's what I'm waiting for. That's what I'm waiting for. I don't want Harriet Tubman on a $20 bill. I don't think Emmett Till, and I don't purport to speak for the great ancestor, but I don't think Emmett Till or Queen Mother Mammy Till Mobley give a damn about that Congressional Medal of Honor. I don't think Maya Angelou could care less about that 25-cent piece. She was good friends with El Hajj Malik El Shabazz. She was good friends with El Hajj Malik El Shabazz, who the U.S. power structure murdered through the hands of his enemies, of his former associates. Jealous former associates. You murdered one of Maya Angelou's closest friends, Malcolm X, and you want to put her on a quarter. How about justice for Malcolm? How about justice for Malcolm? How about releasing all of the redacted, concealed FBI files on Malcolm X? How about you do that for Maya Angelou? How about you do something about abuse and kidnapping and trafficking of black women? All those thousands of black women who go missing. You know, Maya Angelou was a victim of abuse. Maya Angelou was a victim of abuse. If you want to celebrate Maya Angelou, put out a bill. Put forth the law that does something to stop and reverse impact trafficking and the kidnapping of black women if you want to do something for Maya Angelou. Keep your damn symbols. They gave us a Harriet Tubman statue in Philadelphia. We got a Harriet Tubman statue in Philadelphia. We got a Harriet Tubman statue in Philadelphia. Yes, Harriet Tubman spent time in Philadelphia. Oh, yes, she did. After she passed over FDMG Wilmington, Delaware, she was in Philly. But why did you give us a statue of Harriet Tubman in Philadelphia? But you're going to do nothing about the fact Philadelphia leads the nation in gentrification. You're going to do nothing about the fact Philadelphia leads the nation in black homelessness. You're going to do nothing about the fact that Philadelphia leads the nation in young black men in jail without parole, doing life sentences. Why don't we do something about the fact Philadelphia may very well be leading the nation in crime right now, in carjackings and homicides caused by economic stress of unemployment and mass incarceration and poor education? Why don't we do something about that? Keep your damn symbols. Now we got Chinese police stations in Africa. What Africa need with a Chinese police station? You got the Chinese building schools for African folks. So we just went through 100 years of the white man. Now we're about to go through 200 years of the Chinese man. When will we learn? We are the of the whole world. Nobody respects us and nobody takes us seriously because we don't respect ourselves and take ourselves seriously.